Hey guys, back again, and actually now it's time to create the add post that is going to allow us to create a post inside the MongoDB database. So let me just grab those. Okay, I am there, and we need to go to add post component ts, and I will add a few things. So let me just copy those and add some space there and add them. So it's the form group, form control and validators, the API service, and the router. You can see where I'm getting those from. So let's save this, and we will add now inside the constructor the instances, so we can grab the functionality, the API service, and the router. So I forgot an R there, so we add an R and everything works fine. Now we are going to add the next variables, the public image that is going to be null first, that will store the list of files. Right now we're only going to add one, okay, but you can add a loop in order to grab the rest of the files and add them. And public busy, that is going to check for the busy state and allow us to set or display the loader. Now we create a form using new form. The form name is post form, and we add the title, content, and cover as the properties. You can see we have the validators, and here we have multiple validators. You can add more. We are matching. If the minimum length is 100 characters, then we will allow this to be valid, okay? And also those three are required. Now let me add the public handle input that is going to receive the image and store it inside this. That image is going to actually receive the file list, okay? And let's add the public add post from data. Remember that we already have the service working. That's the first thing that we did. In order to avoid going back and forth with this, so this .busy equals to true because we want to show the loader. This API service that add post. We pass the form data and we pass this image. We need to subscribe to this in order to work. So we're going to receive a response, and this .busy is going to be equals to false. We can console that log, that response, if you want to check it out and see what it gets. And this router that navigate, we're going to navigate actually now into the main route, okay? And that should be it, but we still need the add post markup. So since this is we will check validation here. Let me just add it thing by thing. So let me add the form that we have. What the hell? Give me some. Okay, so this is going to be a little odd. Okay, there we are. Sorry, I'm just checking a few things. What to add and what not to add. So this is the form. So let's go and take a look at this. You can see we have the form. It's already styled because we already added the styles. It shares the style with the update form. We already did that, so that's why it shows. And you will see, let me toggle word wrap here, this div class error that is checking if the post form get title. So we use post form that get in order to get the control that we want, and we have this hash error in order to check if there is an error. So we're using now the validators, and we're going to check if the error matches the required error, because remember that we are setting here the validators required, okay? And if the post form get title is dirty, meaning the user already typed something, okay? And if the get title has been touched, meaning that if I do this and go back, that is marked as touch. So and you can see that we don't have anything there, that's why it displays the error. And also here it displays the content error. And if we do something, content error about minimum length, because that's the only thing I'm displaying there. So inside, because this is a div and this is an ngIf, inside we need to add what we want in order to display that error. So you can see we have the title error. This is the same thing, post form get title, because we need to match the form control name, has the required error, and if it's dirty and has been touched. So we just say I'm just going to match title error, content error, and I added another one. Okay, so this one is the post form get content. This is just to check if the content is required, and if we have this has error of minimum length. I have some issues with this, but this is how you need to set it. Okay, so let me go. Like this, it doesn't work. With camel case, it doesn't work. It needs to be all lower caps. Okay. And again, if it's dirty and touch, just like that. Okay. Again, the cover, for the cover, we're only going to check if it's required and if it has been touched and is dirty. Okay, so that's the only thing that you need to do in order to set the validators to display the error. Okay, so we will check a little thing about validators in another video, only validators. Okay, so you can get a better idea of this. Since this is a big application and we require a lot of things, that's why I want to do a separate video about just validators for the newbies, okay? In case you don't understand something, and you know, just to be sure. And so we seems to have everything, but of course we need the BC state, so let's add it. And of course we have the post form valid. If the post form is not valid, the submit. Okay, I'm clicking, you can hear that, but it's not going to send the form because it's not valid. And if we have the BC set, we're going to show the load container that is just this loading state with this processing request, please stand by, and all that. Okay. Now we should be able to create a new post. So I have lorem ipsum here. So let's say a title, new post for YouTube, maybe something like that. Paste all that, and you can see we have no errors because it matches that both these two are required, but it matches that it should be more or at least 100 characters, the text area. We choose a new file, so let me choose a new one. Maybe this one looks good. Open and submit. Okay, and you can see we have this file. I think I'm missing some styling for this because this shouldn't be like that, but I will check that later then. You can see we have this new post for YouTube and we have the edit panel working too. So with that, we are able to so let me just grab and quickly add another one, just some gibberish there, paste the same content, and let me just add this one in order to see the response, because I'm okay, data. So this is what I think I said that, or maybe it was on the other video that I tried to record and all that. If you want to redirect the user to the current post that they just created, you are receiving the ID, okay, from the API. So what you will do, let me go to add post. Instead of using this route and navigate, let me just try this in case it works. Response. Let's see. Because of course I didn't add that functionality. There's that error again. Error connection refused. Seems to be localhost app. It doesn't even say that well. API. Okay, so it's an API error, but remember that could be a Mongo error. Yep. So we have this, and let's just add a new one. So trying to redirect. Let's say this, and let's add another one that we don't have. What we don't have? Penguins, maybe. This one, I think. Open. Submit. And you can see you cannot match any routes using the post. So let me just go to the response data ID. So I will need to check that. So we don't, let me just go to post. No, I know where we can get that. Main component TS. Oh, sorry, here. Oh, that seems to be the way of doing that. So I'm just going to leave it dead. Sorry, leave it there. So you can see that it works with redirecting there. So I'm not going to worry because I should be adding that here instead of there. What did I do? Okay, let's just leave it there. So you get the idea. You will need to grab the response data and the ID in order to redirect to the post that we just added. So that will be your task. Okay, so try to do it. And I know it was that, but it was not matching the correct syntax. So I'm not going to focus about that now. So far, we have we're receiving the post. We can add post, but we cannot delete them, and that will be the next part of this tutorial. Okay, so but there we will face an error if I delete those three. Okay, that we will take a look. For example, here we have one. If I delete this one, we will have an error that is not an error per se, but is a functionality that we need to fix because it affects the flow of the application. Okay, so we will see that in the next video.